With the new batch system being added to doors, I thought it'd be a good time to share a few ideas that could fit naturally into future updates. These suggestions are meant to stay realistic, strengthen the game's lore, and improve the overall flow of each run. With that being said, enjoy the video. Roblox Doors, a game whose player count is dwindling very slowly, and is also a game that's very well put together. And today I wish to suggest some ideas that Doors could use to improve the game. Such as a go back to lobby button between floor 1 and floor 2, which surprisingly isn't in the game currently, which makes no sense as some people don't just want to go to the next floor, but also don't want to quit the game to go back to the original Roblox homepage, but rather go straight back to the lobby. Improving animations could also be useful for certain entities, which could give a sense of clarity, which could also look really cool, such as the fact that Screech can actually attack you while you have a light source on, so I feel each light source should have a custom animation for when Screech appears, such as the lighter turning off once Screech says the psst. That way it stays balanced in knowing that Screech is there and also just looking generally cool. Of course the lighter will be relit by guiding light, and wouldn't use any extra usage as to make sure Screech isn't any more annoying, but it's just a cool animation. I also feel like the items such as the Moonlight Candle, Moonlight Float, and any item linked to guiding light through the rift shouldn't be usable during the Figure, Grumble, and Seek encounters. This is because of the fact that we know the red light is against us and would normally stop the crucifix's use, because guiding and red light are equal in power, and considering guiding light is with us, it wouldn't make sense for the red light to allow these items, which would also give a balance effect to these items as currently they are very OP, and I feel it would be cool to make these items have some balancing, as many items have balancing such as the shake light being rechargeable but also having a low charging time. This would also solve the issue of just being able to grab a candle and smoothie from the big basement room at door 60 and just rifting it for an easy win at door 100. And yes, I know in this footage I did use that. No, you cannot sue me. This segment is going to go over a bunch of things that are seen in Pressure but not in Doors, and I feel like with how similar the two games are and how they literally are cahoots with each other, people would love the ability to organise your inventory with a simple keyboard click, and also peek from lockers. It doesn't have to be the same like in Pressure, but close enough to where Doors has the ability to peek in lockers. Maybe make it so when you peek an entity is close enough, it will kill you, like in Forgotten Memories. I don't know, I'm not a game developer. I also feel like the ending minigame at the end of the game could definitely be updated. I mean, think about it, this minigame has been in the game since the original release of Doors and has a badge tied to it. Of course, you still need to keep this badge, so variety in the minigame could be cool. Maybe make the question mark appear on a different level of the minigame, and maybe make it so the red light turns off random fuses to halt your progress. I'm not sure, but something that works and keeps this badge the same to get. I also feel like while this minigame is playing, figures should also be banging on the door behind you to show that you are still in danger and shouldn't just be wandering around waiting. I also feel like variety for the desk and the library could be cool, as right now the library should realistically have a buff where immediately guiding light has sparkles appear on the book, but still make them glow after a while, simply because the library is way too big now and people usually miss books. And I also think that side room variety could be cool and make it specific to the floor you're on. For example, the hotel could have churches, laundry rooms, and rooms that just make it feel more like a hotel rather than a place with just hallways, bedrooms, and toilets. Whereas in the mines, we sort of already have this variety with mine shafts and sewers, but I also feel like playing into these side rooms would help more, such as gold mines rooms and tunnel rooms. Maybe even a lift room to go down a giant chasm, which would play on Pressure's tram room. Obviously more variety comes from taking one room and changing it slightly to make it feel different every time, but variety with different ways rooms are solved would be cool. In my opinion, the rift rooms are also terrible in the game because they require a skeleton key to be accessed, and not only that, but the rooms also have a badge for a rare item. Now, I'm not here to argue that the rare items should be gone, but I do believe that the idea of these rift rooms are really stupid as they require a skeleton key, and half the time you don't have a skeleton key, so you'd usually have to actually hunt for this badge. And these skeleton keys definitely need more use, but I feel though locking rifts behind a skeleton door will waste potential and that players usually won't use these unless they're going for the badge. So I recommend it be switched to double lockpicks, sort of like the A00 door but without the skeleton key. And then also the side rooms that aren't the donut room should have some sort of room with lots of gold to make it worth it. So the price of 2 lockpicks has a chance of the donut, but if it doesn't, it would give a lot of gold, which would mean that it make this badge run in the normal playthrough and not have to be hunted for. As let's be honest, badges that you get rarely in normal playthroughs are the most fun, as they play into the normal playthrough and you don't have to hunt for them. And these rooms with gold would play into a style of a different room for each floor, such as it being a vault for the hotel, a gold mine in the mines, and when the castle comes out, potentially a treasure room. As for making sure the skeleton key has more use, honestly, I feel like it'd be better if sometimes when you go into a side room, it would just be a skeleton key crate, which would contain a lot of stardust, as we do know stardust is connected to these subfloors, and the skeleton key is used to access subfloors. Finally, I feel like battle mode as a whole is the complete opposite of how Doors is, and so there should be a focus on the original concept. I'm not saying remove battle mode entirely, but what I am saying is make multiple options for this game mode. So as an example, you could have a versus game mode, which is essentially an endless mode similar to Pressure, but it has the figure and grumble encounters, and it just repeats from 0 to 200 over and over, and whoever lasts the longest wins. I feel like this should be something like the Balloons Tower Defense 5 versus mode, where you can pay with knobs for entities to spawn on the other player's run, slowing them down, or just straight up killing them. This could also make a use out of the tablet, which could be used to view the other person's run to see if it's worth activating an entity. Obviously there's lots of issues with this, such as if this is slow paced, what's stopping people from sitting in a room and doing nothing. So this would need to have issues solved, but the overall idea makes sense. And when you do use the knob you've earned to pay for entities, the ability to kill the other person will be made worth it by making so if you do win, you get your own knobs you earned and also having half the knobs the other person made. Essentially this will be a chat control but as a 1v1. Hey, you made it to the end of my video. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. Sorry for not uploading in 3 months. I have been streaming but haven't been able to make a video in a while. If you can, try and support me by joining my Discord and or purchasing a membership. And it's only 99p a month, and it really helps me. If you enjoyed this video and like Pressure, try out this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope Doors uses some of these ideas.